Hello everybody. Now that we got our feet wet with programming, let's explore how mBlock works for mBot. Okay, I'll probably break this up into two videos. I'll do the easy stuff on the first video and the complicated stuff on the second video. Okay, the first easy part is events, and you can see there's only one event that is allowed, and that is because mBot is in the proper mode. Lightning right now is in the upload mode as opposed to the live mode, which is what you want, and I will show you why when I switch over and show you on mBlock. Okay, we're here in mBlock, and you notice lightning is kind of seeing red, actually showing red. We'll take care of that here in just a minute. And what we'll do is we'll show, right now we're in live mode. Now the one thing that you will do in live mode a lot is reset them back to the factory firmware. That makes it where you can play with the remote again, or you can give it to your cousin or your daughter or son and let them play with it. So let's do this real quick. Update firmware, factory firmware, updates. You can see it's uploading. Doesn't take it too long. Unless you got an eager 10-year-old ready to play with it, and we're almost done here. And you may have heard him beep 3 times, and the lights turn white. That means he's got the factory firmware setting in there. That's a computer program that comes with it. Now, in order to do another program, and I'll shift over to events here. You notice these events are all allowed, but we don't want those because we don't want him hooked up to the computer, because he's going to move, and if he moves with his umbilical cord connected, he's either going to damage himself, or worse yet, he can pull your laptop over onto the floor, and then you'll need a new laptop, and that's not cool. So we want upload mode, and you want to start out with mBot starts up. Now another thing while we're talking about work practices is when I upload him, I flip him on his back, because whatever happens is when he gets done loading, he's going to execute the program. For example, if I tell him to move forward at power 50%, and you see we got the broken-hearted panda, that means we're still not connected. I will connect him. Okay, we're connected. And he said beep, beep, beep because he just redid his internal program. And then we'll upload code. Now the problem you're having most of the time is if upload code all of a sudden it doesn't do it, make sure you got the mBot turned on. Okay, you notice it apparently has gone because he is moving forward at 50%, but since he's flipped over on his back, he's not jumping off of the table. You notice he's going to continue to move forward at 50%. I don't want that the next time he starts. So I'm going to switch him over to live mode. And I'm going to set him back to his factory firmware. Okay. Now you notice live mode, this is disabled. That's because we're in the wrong mode. Let's get back in the right mode. So in summary, this is the only event you need. Notice this event is this little half round here, and I'll go back here and talk about it a minute. You have the little half round here, and that is a startup event. These are all startup events. This broadcast is an event that you can stick somewhere, but you have to be in live mode, and we're not using the robot in live mode, at least not for the present time. So that's the one event that you need to know how to use, and we'll move on to the next part of the program. And we're back, and we're gone from events down here. We're going up to looks, and these look really, really interesting. The only problem is they require this LED panel, which what's the expression for a small additional fee? Well, they're $10 a piece and they're out of stock, so we will not be using them. So, on to the next section, which is show. Okay, on the part of show, you have LED all shows color red for 1 second, and you have this one that shows color. Now, this 1 second is a common parameter, and what happens is for that it will show red for 1 second and go out. This one, it shows red and it stays red. And some of the other commands you have available, this turns on, you have this all here, which is all left, right, or things like that. Now, this here, red, green, blue, this is called RGB. This is where you can mix your own custom color if you want to. Okay, you have it where it plays a musical note. C4 is middle C. It's right here in this great staff. And plays it for a quarter of a beat. You also have, if you want a custom sound that's not one of the musical notes, you can do that here. By the way, 440 is standard A. So, a little quick broad brush. I will shift over to mBot and we'll take a look at these. Okay, we're going to show. And it's not, there we go. Okay. Now, first of all, let's do show color for 1 second. Okay, I'll connect. Okay, and I'll upload code. Okay, and he didn't jump off, so I'll turn him over and we'll rerun the code again. What I'm going to do is shut him off and shut him on. That's the event. And you see where he went red for 1 second. Then he went off. That's exactly what we expected. Now let's modify this. Actually, let's go back here. Okay, you see where it says all left and right? You've got two light bulbs there, and you can either do all of them, you can do the left one, or you can do the right one. And you can either show red, or you could sit there and you can pick your color and you can vary the time. So which light is showing, which color is showing for how long, those are called parameters. And those are important in programs, because if you don't put in the right parameters, you don't get the results you expect. Okay, so what is the difference between LED show color for 1 second, LED show color? Well, we'll see that. Okay, am I already connected? I'm already connected. Let me upload the code. Okay, I don't have to flip him over the back because he's not moving. Okay, you notice he showed red. Okay, turn him off. Turn him back on. He still shows red. He will continue to show red until I do something else. Now, to turn the red light off, I'll just set it to black. That's how you set it to black. Upload the code. Okay, code has been uploaded. Shut him off, put him back on. He's still showing black. Okay, so that's the colors. Now, I don't know how you show a sound, but anyway, that's where they put it. And let's just see what this sounds like. Okay, you might have heard that. That was one note. Now, we've already learned a control structure that can repeat things real easy. So let's just do that for 5. Let's do that for 4. Let's make one measure. for those of you that are musically inclined. Let's upload it. One, two, three, four. Okay. And the difference between that and here, I'm going to expect this maybe to be a little higher. Let's see. Okay. And you notice, let's run it again. Now, can you tell the difference between one note and the other? Not really, could you? So, to make it to where you can, there's a control that, and I don't want it to wait 1 second. I want it to wait 0.25 seconds. That should be enough. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, now you can tell the difference between them. Okay, let's see where we're at. Okay, so we've basically covered show, and now we'll move on to the next one. And now for action. You will use these commands quite a bit, so it's good to know a little bit about them before you start. Okay, you have the move forward, move backward, turn left and right, and those have the parameter of the power and for how long. Now to move forward or backward, I would use 50% power for it, because if you do 100% power, you will be chasing after the robot, and it's like chasing after a 2-year-old who's had entirely too much sugar. Okay, at that power, 1 second is about a foot. Now turn left or right, a lot of times I'll use it 50% power. You can do 100% power if it doesn't look like it's turning consistently. And about half a second is about 90 degrees. Now these last three you got to consider together. You notice it says move forward at power 50% and it doesn't stop, and it won't. It will keep on going until you chase down the computer and you shut it off. So what you want to do is somewhere after you use this command, you want to use this command. That's also true here. This will make it move forward or backwards. This will spin the wheels around. And if you want it for some reason, if you don't want it to turn evenly, you can make one of these 50 and one of these 100 or something like that. Anyway, if you use these two, make sure that you use stop moving sometime afterwards. Otherwise, your robot's going to run away from you. Okay, now let's talk about variables. There's two flavors of variables, if you will, in mBot. There's a list and there's variables. Well, lists are not used for mBot itself. It's only used if you got your sprites, or also maybe it can be used in live mode, but we're not going to use it for that. Okay, for the variables, I will switch over to live mode temporarily to show you how they work, and then I'll shift over to upload mode to show you some limitations we have. Okay, here we are. Now, we're in upload mode, and it says list, and I'm going to say test list. I'm going to say OK. Okay, you notice there's nothing available, everything's grayed out, so this is pretty much useless. Now if I go into live mode, you can they're not grayed out, but we're not going to use that. Okay, I'm going to make a variable, and I'm going to call it temp because that's the common name for a temporary variable. Okay, and we have it set, and you have it right up here. It's displayed right up here, and it's set to 0. So why don't we try to set it at 20? Okay, we'll upload the code. Okay, the code has been uploaded, and it should have run. That should be 20. I'll shut it off, put it back on again. It's still not 20. Why is it not 20? It's not 20 because when you upload the code is executing on the robot itself, and it creates temp in its little brain. It's not in the brain of the computer. Now when we switch over to live mode, okay, we got to get a new event. There again, the programs you turn in for this course, you need to have it in live upload mode, not live mode, but I'm doing this for purposes of demonstration. Okay, so let's see what happens now. Okay, you notice that the variable did change. And I'll run it again. Okay, and it changed because in live mode the program is run on the computer, it's not run on the robot. Now, shift back to upload mode. Okay, and it's not going to make a difference because it's okay. It says 100, but let me put that back to 0 here. Okay, code has been uploaded. Notice it doesn't change here. It doesn't change here because this is based on the computer's, the program running on the computer. This is actually based on it running on the robot itself. Okay, so what happens when we're running on the robot itself, we'll have to indirectly see variable changes, and we will be doing that when we do operators and we do control structures.